Howdy, Travis from KnowHow here. We have a new release that has just gone out, and there is some action-packed updates in it. So I want to show you everything that has gone out in the last month or so that you might not be aware of that's going to make KnowHow even better for training and equipping your staff and making sure the information that you want them to see gets in front of them. Let's jump right in. All right, so I'm here on the workflows dashboard. And if you're not yet using workflows to train and equip all new staff, you are missing out. This is purpose built to help ensure that all new staff on your team get standardized step by step onboarding. You can see here, I have a few workflows that I've built, including this one called Estimator Onboarding. These are for all my new estimators, and it just breaks down all the processes that I want all new estimators to know. I'm going to edit this repeatable workflow, which allows me to just drag and drop people to get trained up as an estimator because there's some new functionality here. You may have seen this already, but these are called skill builders. So these are AI generated tests based on the text of your process that you can enable so that when your staff go through a process, they get quizzed and do a skill check in to see how much they actually retain. Super important that you are asking staff to retrieve the information that you just put in front of them to make sure they're actually retaining what they've been trained on. So I have all of these skill builders that I've activated for my processes. And now, because this is a repeatable workflow, I'm going to add this skill builder summary test at the end. What this does is every process that I've included in this estimator onboarding training or any other training that I create, water tech, project manager, whatever you would like, after they've gone through and completed all these processes and SOPs, I can enable a final summary test that includes questions from different tests that they've taken, again, to drive home that memory recall. It's called spaced repetition. And the idea is that we're taught something and then it kind of quickly falls out of our brain unless we're forced to bring that knowledge back and recall it. And so to be taught that information once, to have the test immediately after, and then as I'm finishing up that training workflow, to get tested again on that material helps cement it in my learning long term. And so I'm going to click these buttons, conduct skill check-in on every process, and then add a summary check-in. And what that's going to do is when I create a new onboarding workflow for my staff, they're going to go through every step of the process. They're going to complete the workflow. They're going to take the tests. And then at the end, they're going to get that final skill summary check in. And so with this enhancement, know-how has just become that much better at training and equipping and onboarding staff to make sure that they do things the right way every time. All right, one other feature that I want to show you that's going to be split into two parts, and it's going to help ensure that staff always have the right information in front of them and you're communicating with them across different locations, across all these different offices you may have. So you probably know of this pin functionality that we have, where I can take any process that we have, such as conduct a monthly all staff performance meeting or how to create a job posting. Let me take this one, extract water from carpet and hard surfaces. I'm going to pin that. And I've got a few options here if I am a network or franchisor, where I can pin this to the top of my hub, or I can pin this to the top of all my member hubs or franchisee hubs as well, so they see it. And if I pin it, it's going to jump right up to the top. You can see it's number one here for me, for all of my staff in my own hub, for any member hubs or franchisee hubs, they're going to see that at the top of their list as well. And so it's a real convenient way for you to ensure that staff have visibility on the things that are important to you. You also have the ability now to do this in Magic Docs as well. So I can take any document that I have here, such as this emergency response checklist, and I can click this to pin it. Now you can see it's pinned, and then I can click any of these again to unpin them, just like that. Makes it really simple and easy for me as an administrator to ensure that everyone, as we're continuing to add more and more docs to Magic Docs, that they can see everything and they have visibility on the things that I want them to have visibility on. These are just the highlights of some of the big updates that we've released over the last month. We also have some very exciting functionality that currently is in beta that is transforming how people capture documentation. If you're interested in that, give us a shout, reach out to us, and we'll give you a tour of how that functionality works and enable it for your hub. Thanks again for everyone's support. As always, please continue to be generous with feedback. We want to continue to improve the product. And if you've got any questions, reach out to us. Otherwise, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for using KnowHow.